Imagine a farmer tending their fields, harvesting a bountiful crop. Now imagine they cannot legally save a portion of that harvest to plant for the next season. This isn't a hypothetical scenario. It's a stark reality for countless farmers worldwide, a consequence of complex legal frameworks and corporate control over the very foundation of our food system. For centuries, saving seeds was a fundamental practice, an inherent right passed down through generations. Farmers were stewards of biodiversity, adapting crops to local conditions and ensuring future harvests. This ancient tradition, however, has been systematically eroded by modern agricultural laws and intellectual property rights. The shift began with the rise of commercial seed companies in the 20th century. These companies invested heavily in breeding new, improved varieties, promising higher yields and disease resistance. To protect their investments, they sought legal mechanisms to prevent others from freely reproducing their innovations. This led to the development of plant breeders' rights, also known as plant variety protection in some regions. These laws grant breeders exclusive rights over new plant varieties for a set period, typically 20 to 25 years. They allow the breeder to control the commercial production and sale of the variety. Under plant breeders' rights, farmers are generally permitted to save and replant seeds from their own harvest for their own use. This is often referred to as the farmer's privilege. However, they are usually prohibited from selling or exchanging these saved seeds with other farmers. The landscape changed dramatically with the advent of genetically modified organisms, or GMOs. Unlike conventionally bred varieties, GMOs are often protected by utility patents, a far more restrictive form of intellectual property. A utility patent covers the genetic sequence itself, not just the specific plant variety. This distinction is crucial. A utility patent grants the patent holder exclusive rights to make, use, or sell the patented invention. For a farmer, this means that even if a patented seed accidentally drifts onto their land, they could be liable for patent infringement if they harvest and replant it. Consider the landmark case of Percy Schmeiser, a Canadian canola farmer. In the late 1990s, Monsanto sued him for patent infringement, claiming he had planted their patented Roundup Ready canola without a license. Schmeiser maintained the seeds had blown onto his fields from a neighbor's farm or spilled from passing trucks. The Canadian Supreme Court ultimately ruled that Schmeiser had infringed Monsanto's patent because he had used the patented gene by growing the plants, even if he hadn't intentionally planted them. This case sent a chilling message to farmers globally. Ignorance or accidental contamination offered no legal defense. Another controversial aspect is the development of terminator seeds, or genetic use restriction technologies. These seeds are engineered to produce sterile offspring, meaning the plants grown from them cannot produce viable seeds for the next generation. While not widely commercialized due to public outcry, the technology exists and represents the ultimate control over seed reproduction. The implications of these legal frameworks are profound for farmers. They are increasingly forced to purchase new seeds every season, leading to significant annual expenses. This dependency on a few large seed corporations reduces farmer autonomy and increases their financial vulnerability. Small and traditional farmers, who often rely on seed saving and exchange, are particularly impacted. The legal complexities and potential for costly lawsuits create an environment of fear and uncertainty. This discourages the preservation of diverse, locally adapted land races. Beyond individual farmers, these restrictions have broader consequences for biodiversity and food security. The focus on a few patented, high-yielding varieties leads to a narrowing of the genetic base of our food crops. This monoculture makes our agricultural systems more susceptible to pests, diseases, and the impacts of climate change. When a disease or pest emerges that a widely planted patented variety is not resistant to, the entire food supply can be at risk. Diverse seed banks, traditionally maintained by farmers through saving and sharing, act as a crucial buffer against such threats. Their decline is a serious concern. The debate over seed intellectual property rights is complex, balancing the need to incentivize innovation with the imperative to ensure food security and farmer livelihoods. Proponents argue that patents and PBRs drive research and development, leading to better crops. Critics contend they stifle innovation, concentrate power, and undermine traditional farming practices. Policymakers face the challenge of crafting regulations that support both agricultural progress and ecological resilience. This includes exploring alternative models, such as open-source seed initiatives, which aim to keep seeds freely available for breeding and sharing. It also involves strengthening farmers' rights within existing legal frameworks. Understanding why farmers can't legally replant their own seeds is crucial for anyone concerned about the future of food. It's a story of legal battles, corporate power, and the quiet erosion of a fundamental agricultural practice. The choices we make today about seed ownership will shape the plates of tomorrow.